having you here. Thank you so much for being a part of our celebration.
It's a pleasure to be here. Really, it is.
You know, your message today was such a message that needs to be heard, I think, in the body of Christ for us, the church, about Christians and Jews coming together. Have you been seeing this this kind of movement with Christians and Jews coming together in various places you visited? Or
Absolutely. Look, I think this is one of the great miracles of our time. That with the ingathering of exiles for the Jews from all over the world to Israel, has also a new rapprochement between Jews and Christians. I don't quite understand what went wrong, what happened, because after all, we are a mother-daughter religion. And Christianity emerged from the matrix of Judaism.
Right.
And whatever happened and caused great suffering, undoubtedly. But thank God, in our generation, the church has come much closer to the synagogue.
Yes.
And I think it's for the greater glory of both of us. I think especially because the danger is Islamic fundamentalism.
Oh yes, most certainly. Rabbi, you know, I'm doing a book now, and the title of this book is The Next Great Move of God. This is for the church. One of the things that we do here at New Life, we celebrate the Moedims, you know, all the feasts, the Sukkot and Yom Kippur, the Passover. We actually celebrate Hanukkah. I really feel that perhaps maybe in the coming years that we're going to see more of this in churches. Do you see this happening in other places that you go where?
I tell you, I write a weekly column on the portion of the week, the biblical portion. And I get a tremendous amount of mail. And a tremendous amount of mail from the Christian world, especially the evangelical world. And more and more speaking about precisely what you're saying from all over the world, even as far as Japan, by the way.
Really?
And India, where they're beginning, the Christians want to begin to live their lives the way Jesus lived his life, which means, in effect, keeping the Sabbath and keeping the festivals.
Rabbi, I wanted to ask you about Shabbat for a moment. I know we have started observing Shabbat here recently, here at our church. I read one time in some Jewish literature that Jews have, throughout history, have observed Shabbat, and Shabbat has preserved the Jewish people. Shabbat is very important to the Jewish people.
It's the fundamental foundation.
Yes.
There is nothing like it, first of all, in terms of family and keeping family together. It's a magnificent opportunity to sing a song of praise to the wife and a song of peace.
Yes.
And to bless the children. And it's a marvelous day. And it's a day in which you step back and you thank God for what is.
Yes.
And you don't have to feel the tension and pressure.
I'm learning that. I'm
more.
learning that, yes.
So I think it's very, very, very special. And I think everyone needs Shabbos. By the way, the most important parts of Shabbat to me is no telephone and no car.
No car.
And no car. I can't go anywhere. I have to be with the people who I'm closest to.
Okay.
I have to be with my family. I have to be with my community. I have to be with my God.
Yes.
I can't escape from myself and from my family and from my God. Not with a car and not with a telephone.
I'm going to always remember that, about that car. You know, I have just a few more questions for you, Rabbi. One of the things that I'm also getting ready to start here at our church is some Hebrew language courses. And, you know, I know that Hebrew is the holy language. I think that the Hebrew word is Lashon
HaKodesh.
Lashon HaKodesh.
It's the sacred language.
Sacred language.
Exactly.
And,
the Bible was originally written in Hebrew.
I speak a little Hebrew, you know, like I told you
You
before.
speak a good Hebrew. I heard you. Yes.
Local Katub, you know, but
Tov Mod.
Do you think it's you know, we're going to be teaching Hebrew here. is that how important is that Hebrew language?
Hebrew is a key. I think language is a key, and Hebrew is a key. And it's important to be able, I think, really important, to be able to speak in the language that God spoke to Moses.
Yes. So God speaks Hebrew, doesn't he?
God speaks Hebrew.
He's a Hebrew-speaking God.
That's what it would seem.
Yes, yes.
He understands all languages, but his language
is Hebrew. Yes, I believe that. I want to ask one last question.
I would add just one more
Okay,
thing.
go ahead.
A very bright Hebrew poet from Israel, Chaim Nachman Bialik, said, reading the Bible in translation is like kissing a woman through a veil.
Okay.
And I think it's a very good analogy.
All right, I'm going to remember that one too.
If you want to understand the Bible, you have to know Hebrew.
Yes. You know what? To me, even when I read my Bible and I bring sermons to my mishpach, my church family here, when I look in the Hebrew Bible and see those meanings of those words, it gives a great perspective. And learning about the Hebrew idioms that's being used, my knowledge of the Hebrew scriptures has increased. But being around rabbis has also helped me a lot. I wish I could have a rabbi here to guide me sometimes, but thank God for your presence in my life, just knowing you, but I want to ask you a very difficult question. Now, this is a difficult one. We just have a new president, President Barack Obama, first African American president. I was very proud of that, because I happen to be African American. I told my congregation, he has a lot of liberal views that I don't go along with. I always measure a politician's stand with how they respond to Israel. And I know that the Israeli government has been talking about the two-state solution for quite some time. And I think that our new president also is leaning toward that, along with Hillary Clinton and those. What's your feelings about the two-state solution for the problems there in the Middle East?
First of all, I marched with Martin Luther King. And I was very, very proud. I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning to hear Michelle Obama's acceptance speech.
Yes.
To hear Barack Obama's acceptance speech. And
Yes.
I wept like a baby.
Yeah, I did too.
Because I felt America proved itself to me.
Yes.
By this kind of election. At the same time, I'm very much concerned about his views, especially towards Israel. I think much will be clarified this week, on the 17th.
Yeah, right.
There's a meeting with Netanyahu, and it'll be very interesting to see exactly what comes out of that meeting.